Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Kate Mercy. Today we are going to be playing with the new Give Me Glow Pastel Dreams palette. This is what it looks like. It retails for $54. If this is something that you're interested in and you're curious on how I got this two-toned eye look, keep watching. So as I mentioned in my intro, we are going to be going in with the Give Me Glow Cosmetics Pastel Dreams palette. This retails for $54, so it's not cheap. I wouldn't say it's like astronomically expensive, but it is up there in price. So this is what the palette looks like. I think it's really pretty packaging. It has kind of similar to the Candy Skies vibes, like the clouds and the pastels. And then this is what the inside of the palette looks like. I think it's stunning. I think that it's stunning. Something to note is that this is like a true pastel palette, so this is not going to be a palette where we're able to get a lot of depth out of. I'm okay with that. I rather prefer, especially in like the spring and summer, I really enjoy pastels, which is why I picked this up, of course. But like as you can see, we're not going to get like a ton of depth here. I will do some swatches and I'll be right back. So I do apologize, I did not like think this through and the way that I swatched them is a little cattywampus, but I do have them here on my arm. This is the first two rows. So we have this lilac shade called Lavender Sky, La La Land, Pika Blue, which is the shimmery blue, Queen of the Clouds, which is this pale light blue. This peach color here is called Twinkle Twinkle. The shimmering peach shade right here is called Peach for the Stars. We have a matte pink, which is called Pink Rain. And then the shimmering pink down here is called Daydream. I'm not sure if you guys can see these swatches too well. And then we have the last row here. So starting with this top light mint shade, this is called Too High for This. The soft mint color here is called Magic Mint. The shimmering yellow here is Rise and Shine. And then the last one here is this really bright canary yellow, and it's called It's So Fluffy. But let me scoot you in a little bit and we'll get started. Okay, so now that you are scooted in, I do want to note that this actually folds back on the palette, which I think is very convenient. If you're on the go, the mirror, of course, you won't want it to be folded back. But I think for like everyday use in front of a vanity, 10 out of 10. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 brush, and what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do two different eye looks, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to start off, I really want to play with this bright neon pastel, you know what I mean? Like neon-y pastel shade in the shade Twinkle Twinkle, and we're going to put that all through the crease. It is a little bit of a thinner formula, so it looks like it's going to be buildable, which is absolutely okay. I do want to note the amount of fallout in the pan. It's not like astronomical, it's not the end of the world, but I wanted to note it. So far I'm really impressed with how this is laying down. Despite the fact that it felt initially like a drier, thinner formula, it is building up to be that like neon pastel peach shade, and I'm obsessed. I'm going to take this brush, it's by Urban Decay, it came in there, I'm pretty confident, the Naked Wild West palette. I'm going to use this side here and go into that really baby pink shade called Pink Rain, and see if I can blend that like just below this neon peach shade. I think that's really pretty. I really enjoy the way that these two blend together. I'm really impressed with the fact that the Pink Rain, the light pink shade of course, lays down on top of that neon coral shade really nicely, and then you can use a clean brush to be able to blend them together. I think that's really pretty. I'm going to first try to go in with a flat synthetic brush and see if we can pick up the Peach for the Stars shade, which was that really shimmery, beautiful peach, and lay that on the lid. If that does not work, we're going to go in with our finger and see how that does. So that did not pick up at all. So I'm going to try to wet the brush and see if that helps. It helps, but it's still not the punch that I want, so I am just going to take that on my finger. Like, look how beautiful that is on the finger, and see if we can, there we go. do that. That's what we're looking for. I'm just gonna go in to the pink shade Daydream right here and put that on the inner part of the lid. This is obviously not the most like cohesive look I've ever done, but I just kind of wanted to see how these played. Okay, so that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Again, not like my best eye work, but I really enjoyed the way these play together, so really happy about that. So now we're going to go into the other eye, and I'm just going to take a fluffy brush, and I think I'm like, what I really want to do is go into the purple, because purple's my favorite, but also, like, I know that I very consistently play with the color purple, so I feel like I'm kind of doing us all a disservice by playing with purple. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the matte purple and then maybe try, I don't know, either I'm going to do the mint or maybe I'll do lavender sky. Let's just try it out. I don't know that I've mentioned this up until this point, but I actually have already primed my eyes, by the way, with my P. Louise base in the shade 0.5. Which, should I have mentioned that a hair sooner? Yeah. Yes. That's really pretty. So what I will say is that although the formula is very thin, it builds beautifully, blends beautifully, and all in all, I'm really happy about this. I'm really, really happy. I'm hoping, again, that my lighting is not an issue. I do this as a hobby, so it is very hard for me to justify going out and buying really expensive lights when, you know, no one's really going to see my videos. Like, I post them because it's fun, and I enjoy connecting with the people I'm able to connect with, but, like, I have a hard time justifying going out and spending, like, a ton of money on lighting, so I apologize if the lighting is terrible. I know I said I was going to maybe go in with the mint shade, but I think I'm just going to go in with lavender sky, because I just feel like this is going to be so pretty. Yep. Wow. There is a little bit of fallout, but it is so pretty that I don't even care. It's so pretty. Wow. So I am going to go ahead and do the rest of my base off of camera, and I'll be right back to give you like my final thoughts on how I feel about this. Okay, so I am back and the rest of my face is done. So my overall thoughts on the palette, I like it. I like it a lot. I don't think that you're going to be able to do, like I said, a lot of like depth work. It's going to be very kind of, I don't want to say monotone because that kind of gives it like a negative connotation, but you're, of course, they're pastel, they're light, they're white base, so you're not going to be able to do perhaps like grandiose looks with these. Maybe somebody with more talent than I could certainly could, but for me it's really going to be kind of like monochromatic looks in the way that like I'm going to apply this beautiful Twinkle Twinkle shade all over in my crease, and then I'll put Peach with the Stars like all over the lid, like I kind of like I did on this side with the purples, and I think that that's beautiful. I think I was kind of thinking to myself when I bought this, I was like, ooh, I have a lot of these colors in ColourPop 9-pan shadows, and so I was kind of curious to see if I thought that like those would suffice and you could kind of just stick with those and, you know, get several of those for the price of this, and I really don't think that they're comparable. The shimmers in here is quite frankly why they're not comparable. The shimmers in here are definitely the showstoppers. They are so special. ColourPop does not do this. I'm sorry. I love ColourPop, but they don't. They are not this special, and I think that that is really honestly what makes this palette. I also really appreciate that this shade here was as amazing as it was. I think that it's unique in the way that it's like a neon pastel. So honestly, like this shade, absolutely stunning. This shade, absolutely stunning. I really like the way that this pink even like played with that Twinkle Twinkle shade. So I think that if you are somebody who doesn't have a lot of pastel colors in your collection, or if you are somebody that like just loves pastels, I think you would not regret this palette. It really is special. I am glad that I have it in my collection for $54. some people do have discount codes with Give Me Glow. I'm pretty confident. I am, of course, not one of them, and that's okay. But I would encourage you to seek out a discount code, because if you could get this at a little bit of a lower price, I would say that that's probably worth doing. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe to my channel down below. As always, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.